There we go. Hi again. I was told by somebody very near and dear to me that for these videos, I should be telling stories that are more recent so that you can get to know who I am as a person right now, as opposed to who I may have been 10, 15 years ago. I still enjoy the 10, 15 years ago stories, because who wouldn't? They're fun. Okay. Story for today that I want to start it off with. I had an idea, and I don't remember it right now. I don't remember what my story was. What was my story? Oh, I remember. It was about me stealing a pizza. Okay, we're good. All right, I'm gonna set the mood here. This is the first time I've ever gone to a rave or any sort of club atmosphere here while being in Berlin. This is the first time. It was last summer. A friend of mine had a whole group. It was me and the people that I worked with. We were all just going on probably was a weekend or something. Obviously, I don't know. Doesn't really matter. I don't know why I'm giving all these details of like that. Either way, we went to this club. It was fine. It was outdoor. The music was all right. It was my starting point of Berlin clubs, we'll put it that way. And from what my friend who regularly attends clubs said, she said that this one was okay. This one was a fine one. She had a better time at like a week prior when it was pouring down rain there apparently. But typically this place is not a bad place to go. So we're there, and as per usual, there are drinks being passed around, shots being done, everything you can imagine that is legally sold at the club that we were doing. Everybody was just having a good time. We're all getting drunk. But then at a certain point, we, myself and another friend of mine, his name is Carlos. Carlos and I decided that we were going to go get some food. Now, or at least I was. I don't know about him. He's a bigger German man, so he can handle his alcohol a lot better than I can. And for anybody that is new to Europe or even new to Germany itself and is an American trying to move here, my one word of advice, do not, I repeat, do not try to keep up with the Germans. I did it too many times. I let them pour my drinks. I let them continue to hand me stuff. And every single time, well, not every single time, but most of the time, I would end up throwing up. I would end up losing what was in my stomach. So just as a word of caution to those of you from the States that are coming here, that you think I was in a fraternity growing up. In college, I was in a fraternity. I went to frat parties. I drank a lot, but that is on no way the same level that these Germans are brought up drinking. It's ridiculous. My girlfriend can drink me under the table. And she's smaller than I am, and she goes for it. It's hilarious. It's hilarious how horribly we are trained to hold down our alcohol. But either way, so I myself was drunk. Again, I don't know about my friend. But we're walking. There was a pizza place that was near there. So we decided we're hungry. Let's go grab something to eat. So we went over there, and funny enough, this is kind of a side tangent, but my phone starts ringing. It's my grandmother. My grandmother called me while I'm at a rave, and she's trying to do a FaceTime or a Facebook video message to say hi to me, because she likes to check in on me every once in a while, as grandmothers do. A typical person who is at a rave and is drunk would not answer their grandmother, but me being me, I thought this was the perfect opportunity to have my German grandmother be able to speak German with another German native. So I said, I'm going to answer this. I open it. Hi, Ma. And she's like, hi. I was like, I'm at a rave right now, and we're at a club. Here, talk to my friend. And I just handed my phone to my friend. And then they just my friend was a great sport about it. Carlos was the man. He just started talking to her in German and whatnot, and she was having a great time. She enjoyed it, then handed it back, and I said, hey, Ma, appreciate you calling, but I'll call you back another time. We're literally out at a party right now. And she said, that's great, that's fine, blah, blah, blah. So, it worked out in the end, but it was just... I don't know. It's just my thought that answering my grandmother while drunk at a club was a great idea. You know, that's funny. Nah, I don't care who you are. That's funny. So we, after that whole grandmother fiasco, we decided to get some food. So we got ourselves a pizza. We bought ourselves a pizza. We went in, got all the toppings, got all the fixins, everything that you need for a decent pizza. And we ate this. We had a great time. He and I chatting it up over a beer, you know, as boys do, as typical bros do, over a pizza. So we're there eating, and by the time we finish, the rest of the group of our friends shows up to meet us there and just like also grab some food. So everybody just sits down, everybody's having a good time. As we're sitting there waiting and as we're sitting there just hanging out, some of the waitresses from this pizza place keep coming out and shouting, "Yosha, pizza for Yosha." And Carlos, being the man that he is, he likes to just like, you know, poke fun at the people. He'll joke with them and be like, ha ha ha. Like, I don't even know what he said, but it was just like, because the people kept coming out and being like, "Pizza for Yosha, pizza for Yosha." And they did this multiple times. And around the 5th or 6th time that they came out here, they you could tell that they were a bit frustrated with the fact that they had to continue to come out here and ask for it. It was over like 30 minutes. These people were just coming in and out, just being like, "Yosha, get your freaking food, dude." And nobody ended up taking it. So the last time, the 5th or 6th time, they come out, "Pizza for Yosha, Yosha," and nobody comes. So as they're walking back in, I lock eyes with Carlos, and Carlos looks at me and goes, "Yosha, go get the pizza." And I said, "What?" He goes, "Yosha, go get her pizza." And I was like, "Should I?" And everybody else at the table was like, no, don't do that. I said, "No, don't do that. But I'm looking around at everybody, and then I lock eyes with Carlos again, and he's just like, "Yosha, go get the pizza." So I, born a new man, Yosha, last name unknown, stands up and walks into the pizza place. And I walk up to the people at the counter. They're so busy. They're just like, they're going for it. They're really busy. They're not paying attention to me. And I just go, "Yosha?" And they go, "Right there." And I pick it. I say, "Danke schön," and I leave. And as I'm leaving, I look at Carlos, and Carlos is going, he like nods, and he stands up, and we just walk away together. Because we're not going to sit there and wait for the real Yosha to show up. And like, you know, if he ever does show up, we're not going to sit there and wait for him so that like we're just sitting there eating his pizza and he goes, "Where's my pizza?" And they go, "That kid took it." And I go, what? So we, of course he got up and we walked away. We walked over. There was a park nearby as well, a little walking park for families and such. And like, I think there was a little playground for kids in the distance. We weren't just sitting there eating pizza next to a playground. That'd be weird. And I wouldn't do that. So we go and we're sitting like on a bench near this place, and we start enjoying this pizza. And this is the first time I've ever done anything like that. Like, I've done like little things before back in the States, but I don't know. There was something about it that I was like, I've never just like, you know, been a little mischievous. And it was $10 for a pizza, but still, like, it was just something that I've never done. And I was telling Carlos that I was like, it's just like, it's weird. I like, there's such a, like, it feels kind of good. You know, it's just like you're doing something out of the ordinary. You're doing something a little mischievous. You're doing something to like wrong. You're doing something wrong, and yet nobody's getting hurt, and everything's okay, and we're gonna sit here and enjoy the pizza. And he tells me, it's like, these are the moments in life that I don't want to butcher his wording, but the best I can remember it was kind of along the lines of, is like, these are the moments in life that you're gonna, it's challenging your conscience. It's challenging your ability to just like stand up and like to just do something. And instead of worrying about the repercussions or about the rules, about the whatever, it's just like, you just did it. You're not hurting anybody. You got a pizza. And if the guy finds out, you'll buy him another one. And like, it's not that big of a deal, but it's even just the ability to push through that. And it's going to makes a really good story. And you know, it's just like, you'll remember that. You'll remember that feeling of just like, just overcoming that like, I don't know. It's stupid. It's stupid that I'm making this comment about a freaking taking a pizza. But even still, it was like the whole endeavor of it was just so funny and so just like something I've never done before that I don't know. Carlos taught me something that day. And they taught me something else as well, is that people love free pizza. Because when we were sitting there and we were just eating, this family, husband and wife with their kid in a stroller, walking by, and Carlos, being the talkative man he is, he goes, "Hey, do you guys want a pizza?" And they said, "Yeah, sure." So we sat there and just had this conversation with these two people. I think Carlos told them. Now, granted, it was all in German for the most part, so I was picking up a little bit, but it was more of just like me kind of sitting there, and Carlos would go, "Yeah, so they did that," and then I go, "Oh, that's neat," blah, 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 and then they jump back into it. But then Carlos goes, "Yeah," so he told him what we did, and they laughed. They thought it was also funny. They're like, yeah, screw him. Screw Yosha. Thanks, Yosha. And I was like, this is great. This is fantastic. I don't know. I love that story. I don't know. And there's not really much to it. I love that story. Oh, and we also found out that later we met up back with our friends, because after we were done eating it, we kind of walked back. And one of our friends goes, "So the real Yosha did show up like 10 minutes after you guys left, and he was not happy that his pizza, he had to wait another 20 minutes for a pizza." So, sorry, Yosha. Man, I like that story. That was good. That was one of the first ones. So there you go. There you go, hon. You know who I'm talking to. There's a nice little story of recently that kind of gives you a better idea of where I am now, I guess. Gives you an idea of who I am today. Who is Alex Velez today? Apparently he steals pizzas. Or at least one pizza. All right. Well, so with the pizza story done, how's your day going? How's everything going for you? It's a rainy one, or it looks like it's gonna be a rainy one here in Berlin. So a cozy weekend ahead of us, hopefully. While I'm recording this on Friday, the 16th. Halloween's coming around. That's a fun one. That's where everybody's kind of starting to think about Halloween costumes. We're trying to do a couple's costume, and I have no idea. I never know what to do with couple's costumes, because every time that you try to plan it, one person has one idea and the other person has another, and like nobody ever agrees on, like, you don't come together and be like, yeah, both are just like as enthusiastic about the same costume. I don't know. So we got time. We got a little over a month to figure that out. I think a month and like 10 days. So we'll figure it out. It'll be good. We got some brainstorming time to go. We'll be good. We'll be good. I go back to the States for the first time in a year, in like 2 or 3 weeks. That'll be interesting. I haven't seen part of my family for over a year. It's just weird. I don't know, but like in the weirdest way, like I love my family and I like my friends back home and I love everybody there, but everybody keeps telling me when I booked my flight and I booked my time for a week. I think it was a little over a week. I think it was like 8 or 9 days. And they're like, that's everybody I tell that to. They say, that's a short amount of time. That's not a lot of time to be over there. But for me, I don't want to be there for longer. Number one, I have to work here. I have work. I have a job. I have things that I have to do here. Plus, like my current life situation is here. You know what I mean? Like it's very weird to like go back because I know what's gonna happen, and like I would rather have that small span of time be packed with seeing people and going to different places. Like I'm gonna be back in Lancaster, and then I'll go to Baltimore for a day or two just to see some people down there and say hi and whatever. But I'd rather have that be packed and that really be something that like I'm not just sitting around for the entire time, than do exactly that. Just go back for too long, not have the ability to work or make any money, or just have to take off that much amount of time, and kind of just sit around because like, I don't know, I did my time in those places. I know all the things. I've experienced a lot of those areas, and I would, in the nicest way possible to and this is no offense to anybody back home. I don't know. I enjoy my time here. You know, I really do. There's so much more to explore and new adventures around every corner, and just like people here are like, I don't know. That's a weird thing. You know, I've been thinking about that for a while, of the idea of like going back and just like, that's not really my home anymore. You know, I feel much more at home in this area and with these people that I'm with right now than I would if I went back to Baltimore, if I went back to home to Lancaster. And that has nothing to do with my people, like the people that are there. It's just like, I've built so much here that I'd rather keep building on that and see where that takes me than have the feeling that I took a step backwards. If that makes any sense. But I don't get that if I go there for a week or two. Come on, I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna get to go back for Christmas. So I'll be able to see people again and the whole family and whatnot. But it's just, it's weird, you know? I guess you can say I'm enjoying my time here. We'll put it that way. But, all right, I'm hitting the 20-minute mark. Everybody, sorry that it always gets so deep. It always gets so gosh darn deep. Hope that's okay. Again, these are like little therapy vlogs for me. My ability to just like tell a story and then talk about whatever I want afterwards. So I hook you with the story, and then I hook you with my personality and my squishiness. Hope you have a great weekend. I don't know when this is gonna go up, but as of right now, I hope you have a great weekend. And if you did have a great weekend and this gets published on Monday, I hope you had a great weekend. I'll talk to you again next time. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't ever say that, and I haven't said that at all in any of these. So like, if you like this, if you're enjoying yourself, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.